Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, episode 108. Rhodey.
Dizzy, always good to be here talking fishing. We're going to crack open our Coopers, Middies and Mildale. These ones are, aren't they?
Yes, the Mildies.
And Diz, tell us about our guest we've got coming on.
Huge guest, Rhodey. We have had Mr. IFISH in Paul and we're now getting the real brains behind IFISH. I'm sure Jet will be happy to hear that. He's coming on later in today's episode. So Jet Worsteling is going to be joining us as our guest. Very thankful for his time he's going to give us later, Rhodey. It's a huge episode.
It is, Diz. It's really the future of fishing media. Probably just behind us.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting for you to either dig me.
He's a bit younger than us, though.
Yeah. He's got a bit more of a head start, I reckon, than us.
Probably catches
a bit more of a well-established
more fish
name
than we do too. Not that I'll admit that to him, but
No.
Just between you and I.
Yeah, very good. All right, Rhodey. Well, before we get into that, we've got a lot to get through, mate. Heaps in the news segment. All those great little segments that the listeners have come to love. But first, let's kick it off with oranges and lemons. Rhodey, what do you got?
All right, Diz, I got struck down by the COVID last week, mate.
Oh, convenient.
And that's now an orange. It was a lemon once upon a time getting locked in the house, but it meant I couldn't go to work. So what did I do? I went down to Happy Valley and caught a couple of Murray cod.
There you go.
So there's positives in getting COVID these days.
Yes, apparently. When
Nice.
you said you went fishing at lunchtime and you saw, I thought, geez, what's going on here? He's either handed in his resignation and won the lottery or what's he done? But no, just a bit of a forced break due to COVID. So what is it? How many days did you have to isolate for with the SA Health
Just
business?
couldn't go to work for 3 days. 5 days, but 2 of them were the weekend.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So
Oh, that's not
so
too
went
bad.
down to Happy Valley and got some fresh air and actually was feeling pretty much fine by then. So I went for a run, then
Wow.
grabbed the rods out of the car and went fishing for a couple of hours.
Geez, you're really flexing there. COVID's nothing to you, big
No,
guy.
it was good. So yeah, caught a couple of cod and we'll get into that in the fishing report, won't we, Diz?
Yes, we certainly will. That reel on our Instagram's gone well too. Don't
It
mind
has,
saying
yes,
that.
very
That
good.
should be your orange, actually. Right, my orange, Rhodey, is we've got Live Golf coming to town. For anybody who's not listening from South Australia, although I'm sure the majority of you are, you'll know that it's big talk of the town, particularly for anybody who's into golf at all or just tourism to our state more generally. Everyone touches down this week. It's a huge event. We can't wait.
It is, Diz. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not an absolute golf fanatic, but I am really looking forward to a few beers, watching the party hole I think we're on, aren't we?
Yes, we've been lucky enough to be gifted some pretty swish tickets.
So I'm sure there'll be plenty of good atmosphere and it'll be good to see. Did you go last time?
No, haven't been.
Good to see Live Golf. I remember going to like the traditional golf tournaments in Melbourne when I was a kid with Dad, and it was all pretty hush hush, no one talk, everyone standing in the right spot.
Yeah, quiet please.
This might be a bit different.
Yeah, certainly when you see those 1,000 beer cups get thrown at the golfers when they have a hole-in-one on the party hole, it makes you realise it's a bit different to traditional sort of Happy Gilmore style, quiet please.
This would have been Happy Gilmore's goal, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call. All right, I'm going to roll it into my lemon, Rhodey. We've been struck down by COVID in our household. Fortunately, gastro.
Yeah, you didn't tell me COVID.
No, gastro.
Have you had gastro?
I haven't had
Should
it.
I be moving back a bit? Or?
No, you're all right. I'm in the clear now. Ned's had gastro, picked up something from childcare, no doubt at all. Fortunately, this is one of those bugs that hasn't been passed on. We're suspecting it might be a virus of some description, but fortunately, so far, Millie and I are okay. We've managed to avoid it, which is good news, but Ned's still on the mend a bit, actually. So, yeah, plenty of water, all of that sort of stuff.
So you're happy to handball him tonight and come and talk a bit of fishing and have a couple of cold beers?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. What's your lemon, mate?
Dizzy, my lemon is a bit of sweet one this week, Diz. So it's a bit of good, bit of bad.
What's it, a mandarin?
Might be a mandarin.
You're giving us a mandarin?
I'm running with it in the lemon
Wow.
segment. We did go fishing a weekend, what was that, 2 weekends ago, so 10 days ago, over to Yorkes, and my God, we were plagued by baby snapper.
Oh, yeah, were we ever?
They're the modern day shitties, aren't they?
Yeah, and a few people commented that on our post,
Yeah, did
actually.
they?
Yeah, saying
maybe that's where I got it from.
they're the new shitties. So.
But yeah, we had to move like 3 or 4 times. Well, I think the first drop of the day, we had both dropped our 2 hooks twice.
Yeah.
And we'd caught 7 snapper
Yeah.
out of 8 hooks.
Yeah, couple double headers.
It was like double header,
3 double headers and a
single or something. Yeah. But anyway, they were everywhere. So it's good that they're there for the future, but right at the moment they're causing us trouble on some of our normal whiting drops.
Yes, they are. But hopefully it's a good sign of things to come for the future of our snapper fishery in the state. Don't ask me how long they take to grow up into sort of pan-sized snapper or further.
So these were probably 20 to 30 centimetre snapper.
Yeah.
So
And going by the fingerlings, which we will cover in the news a bit later on, they're like 5.
yeah, so they're growing, and legal limit used to be 38.
Yeah.
So some of those ones were creeping towards legal size.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to watch, Rody, over the coming years. But you're right, we were plagued. They certainly were the shitties, and it was nice to escape them and find the whiting eventually.
It was, Diz. All right, what about the merch?
Yes, of course, getting the merch. We have had some cold mornings, so it's time you put your order in for a couple of beanies. Get around them if you haven't got one already. They're really good to have on the boat, out on your morning walk.
I had mine on last weekend. I
Around
think
the
you
campfire.
forgot yours, didn't you?
I did, yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Practice what you preach, mate.
Fortunately, I had my hoodie on.
All right,
Kept the
but anyway,
noggin
get
warm.
in contact if you want a beanie. We do have a couple of sizes left in the T-shirts as well, Diz.
Yeah, good call.
And caps too.
Good call, Rody. Love it. All right, mate, let's get into the news.
Rody and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and will give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Righto, Rody, we've got a lot to get through here, mate, so we're not going to dwell on too much in this because it's jam-packed. First of all, let's open up by saying we did release on our socials not too long ago a survey that was put out there to gauge the interest of a fishing license in this state. We've received quite a number of replies to that survey, and safe to say they've been quite interesting. We'll probably leave the survey there, Rody. It's safe to say there's been a few comments in our Facebook page that haven't really been welcomed.
No, everyone, quick to have an opinion on social media, aren't they?
Yeah, and, you just want to be careful. You don't want to wind up on the wrong Facebook page. Fishing SA. But you just never know, Rody. It's good to put it out there. So we'll see what happens there, mate.
Yeah, Diz, so keep getting on there and voicing your opinion. We'll leave that open for a little bit, and then we'll put together a bit of a result and, give some stats and some feedback of what you guys think about whether we need a fishing license here in SA.
Good call, Rody. RecFish forums. These are coming up. This is some big news, mate.
It is, Diz. So they're doing a Fisho's Forum. So there's going to be 5 different events held by RecFish SA. Adelaide at the Lakes Resort is the first one on the 3rd of May. There's then 18th of May is Mount Gambier, 21st of June Whyalla, 22nd of June Port Lincoln, and the 20th of July Renmark. So all across the state, Diz, which is great.
It is good. They're covering the state, like you said. It's good. They're going to get a range of different sort of areas where people no doubt target different species.
Yep.
So it'll be good for that perspective for sure.
They've included some topics that will be a part of these presentations, and it talks about allocation and review committee process and how policy has changed, what happens in fisheries management committees and how change is made, funding for community projects and what it has achieved, and community consultation and how we engage recreational fishers for feedback. I'm sure there will also be some question and answer time as well.
Yep.
I would imagine. So there will be a chance to give an opinion on those things as well, to ask any questions you might have. And yeah, really good that it is going across the state. There is an Eventbrite to register your interest, Diz.
Yeah. So jump on there.
And yeah, the first one's the 3rd of May. It looks here like they are being live streamed. So if you can't make it in person, no reason why you can't jump on the live stream and keep in the loop.
Good call, Rody. Love that. All right, mate. In other news, we have another shark attack, but not as you'd suspect this time. So this is a great white caught locally. We don't have the exact location, but somewhere off West Beach, or certainly they launched at West Beach. The great white was caught by a fisherman, and they decided to bring it onto the boat.
Yes, Diz, they did. They knew that, well, I don't know whether they knew at the time that it was a great white, but they figured out that it was a great white somewhere in the process and figured out they had to release it, but thought they would bring it onto the boat to take the hook out.
Yes.
And
so it was a 6-foot great white.
I think I read 5 foot, but around about that size.
Quite a big, still quite a big, like a juvenile, obviously, but still quite a substantial
like gummy
shark.
sharks and bronze whalers that size, they
They
nuts.
pack a punch. Yeah.
And they take a bit of killing too, and even then they're still going nuts. So I would imagine trying to handle a live one that's still full of juice would be a nasty experience, Diz.
Oh, mate, no, there's nothing about this story that really passes the pub test for mine, if I can use that language. Of course, we feel sorry for the person who's been bit. We wish them a speedy recovery, hopefully no lasting damage. But this is really a case of probably needed to be a little bit better prepared and probably didn't really want to go out there with all the gear but zero idea.
And, I think it was probably the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
But, obviously they did nothing wrong in catching the shark because you can't help what takes your bait.
No, of course not.
But the safe thing would have been to do to have to cut the line and let the hook rust out. And I think it was Purser came out and pretty much said that the best thing for you to do for the shark and yourself is to cut the line and let the hook rust away over the next few days.
Yeah, I mean, lot of anglers, shark anglers might use circle hooks these days to try and get a nice jaw hook up, and then of course, like you say, these hooks will rust out much faster than you realise. I'm not going to give any stats because I don't know them, but much faster than you'd realise, Rody.
So next time I think the young fella and his dad would know now to cut the line off, take the hook out if it was easy while the shark is still in the water, and avoid bringing it on board. It didn't look like it was like a life-threatening injury, Diz, but I'm sure it's going to leave a nasty scar.
Yeah.
And a bit of a story to
wouldn't be a pleasant experience nonetheless
to have. And I think I read the authorities are sort of looking into whether they have done the wrong thing as well.
Okay, there you go. A bit more to come, maybe.
I'm not sure about that, but that is what I thought I read.
Okay, Rody, what else do we have? This is big on your agenda because I know how much you love getting out there, getting a feed of Wrasse. Tell the listeners what's happened.
Yeah, Diz, I never really thought we'd be talking about Wrasse like this, but here we are. So the Wrasse species, so it excludes the blue groper, which is a type of Wrasse, Diz.
Yeah.
Did you know
blue
that?
Throat Wrasse?
Well, I think that's still in the rest of the Wrasse. A blue groper is a type of Wrasse, but it's got obviously a different size limit.
Yep.
So this covers all Wrasse apart from blue groper is my understanding, Diz.
Okay.
And up until now, there has been a slot limit.
Right.
So you've had to, I think you could keep fish that were between 25 centimetres and 35 centimetres.
Right.
But Purser has been working, I think RecFish has been involved in this one, and they've been working alongside Purser, and they've basically justified that the upper limit is no longer necessary as basically no one's targeting them. So they're saying that there's no threat of recreational fishos doing any damage to the species by overfishing for them because it's not something that we'll go out and target. They've also said that...
Are you sure you don't target them? Because you catch a hell of a lot of Wrasse.
I'm not bad on them. But they've also said that they have a high post-release mortality rate due to barotrauma. So all those ones that were 35 centimetres or higher were getting put back and probably dying anyway.
Right.
And I did read some of the comments on Facebook, and there were a number of people defending them as a good eating fish.
Wow, there you go.
So maybe some people do enjoy eating them.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, well, that's not a bad little
common
news story.
sense, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to outfish the Wrasse population, are we?
Nah, I don't reckon. You don't see too many people sort of posting on socials saying, geez, boys, we've got a good haul of Wrasse today.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, good call. Righto, Brody. Snapper fingerlings. We did touch on this earlier today when we were talking in our oranges and lemons. There's been a release at Black Point, which was a community event. So that was held as recent as a few days ago, I think, on the Yorke Peninsula in the morning. They're encouraging schools, local media, that sort of thing to get down there for the release of the snapper. I saw a couple of photos. They had a reasonable turnout, I think. The weather was quite nice. They released them at the boat ramp, like we just mentioned. There was how many, Brody? Did we get that? Was it 1 million?
I'm not sure exactly. There's going to be 1 million total by the end of 2024. I don't know how many, sets of releases they do to make up that 1 million fish, but yeah, so it was good. I suppose the other thing that's good that Sardi decided to do that in the school holidays, I read, Diz.
Yes.
So makes sense. Might be some more kids over on the Yorke Peninsula enjoying their holidays, and good to get the community and some kids involved. And that's a part of the $8.8 million South Australian government support package for snapper.
There you go. Good stuff. That's a good news story. Hopefully those fingerlings grow into be big thumpers one day when we can finally fish for them sometime in 2040.
All right, Diz, let's keep moving on that.
Brody, what else we got, mate?
Last
got
one,
some cod
Diz,
pods.
I did see on the Facebook page for RecFish SA talking about their cod pods, Diz. And this is the prototype of the little breeding pods that we talked about last episode, Diz.
Yes, we did too.
So they are calling out for people to get involved in it. But the simple description would be a 44-gallon drum with some metal rods to stabilise it.
Nice.
And that's a cod pod.
Beautiful.
It's a big plastic sort of pickle drum maybe.
Pickle drum, okay.
Actually, I'm just looking at the photo here. It might not be a 44-gallon drum. It might be smaller than that.
Yeah, righto.
Anyway, it's a big drum of some description. Hard to see on this photo how big it is, but I suppose it replicates, in the Murray, how there's those big stumps or fallen over trees that would have a hollow in them, something like that, Diz.
Yeah,
good
call.
A little spot for a Murray cod den for some breeding to go on, Diz.
Yeah, we like that, mate. That's good. They like sitting in there waiting for their prey to swim by. Is that the theory?
I suppose, I think so. That's where they live in the Murray natively. And I suppose originally, we talked last week about them doing a surveillance video similar to what they have at, where's that one? Rapid Bay, the original one. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it, and I was a bit dubious about putting in fresh water, how much are you actually going to be able to see, how much are you going to get out of it. But down at Happy Valley last week, the visibility was really good, Diz. I actually saw one of the fish swimming in the shallows before I caught it.
Really?
Like probably 5 or 6 metres off the bank. It was swimming. You could see a shape. So the visibility was pretty good. So maybe I was worrying about something that's not worth worrying about.
Well, there you go. Either that or your eyes have improved.
Yeah, I didn't even have my glasses on, Diz.
Wow, there you go. COVID corrected your vision, maybe?
I think it has.
Wow,
it's
interesting.
Good for that.
It is. Rody, okay, that was a juicy news segment.
We packed a bit in, didn't we?
We certainly did. Give us the next one, mate. Let's hit tackle item of the week.
Now it's time for Rody and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
Righto, Rody. This week we are going to talk about, for the tackle item of the week, a drift anchor.
Yes, Diz. We did some squidding the other day after our whiting fishing.
We did. Didn't need to deploy the drift anchor this particular occasion, but we do quite often when we're out drifting for calamari.
It's always good to have, Diz, to control the rate of your drift is basically the idea behind it, isn't it?
Yep, certainly is. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's a relatively inexpensive piece of kit that is probably best described as a windsock for the ocean. Do you think that'd be all right?
Yeah, Diz, I quite like that. It's a big plastic sort of parachute type thing, isn't it?
Yep, it is. And
it drags behind the boat?
Yeah, drags behind the boat. Normally you'll just whack it on one of the bollards on the cleats on the back corner of your boat, something like that. And it'll just slow the rate of drift down.
Yeah.
There
So you
is
spend more
modern day
time-
technology like, trolling motors and these sorts of things that no doubt do a better job of this.
We're
but
not
this
all made of money, though, are we?
is certainly a more cost-effective option, definitely.
Yeah, and it's good for those days where you are just flying along and you feel like you're in the hotspot for like 2 casts and then you're gone.
Yeah.
So, you slow your drift, you spend more time over that juicy looking bottom.
Yeah. Also good if you're out. You might be out wide even. Deep dropping for nannies or micro jigging for particular species. Might be jigging for kings,
You reckon
something
we
like
should
that.
take it out of Cape Jarvis next?
Sometimes you can throw it out the back and it'll slow down your drift just enough, like you say, to keep you over the top of the fish for a little bit longer.
Might have to do that next year.
Improve that strike rate. So good stuff there, Rody. Drift anchor, you can find it at all good tackle stores.
And they're cheap, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they are.
Very affordable.
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you're not paying much for
No,
it.
I'd say $40-$50.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Good purchase.
Yeah, good tackle item, Rody. Let's move on. We've got the guest now.
Yeah, Diz. We've got Jet Worsteling.
Yes.
He's a young up-and-coming fisherman, media personality. We're gonna ask him when he's taking over.
Yes, true. And look, a common theme for all of our guests, Rody, when we ask the question about, first fishing memory or what got you into it is your parents and your connection. And geez, mate, this guy's had some connections to people who know how to fish, know how to catch fish. They've been everywhere. They've done everything. It'll be great to have a chat with him, Rody. Let's get Jet on the phone.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
Okay, Rody, we are very lucky to be joined now by Jet Worsteling. Jet, thank you for coming on the show. The brains behind IFISH, we're here.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'll try my best.
All right, now, Jet, we're going to get into all the banter between you and your old man. We're going to find out who's the better fisherman, all that sort of stuff. But first, we're going to get you to answer our 5 questions, starting with tell us about your best fish.
So I think my best fish, it is hard because when you fish a lot, you catch a lot of fish, and they don't all have to be the biggest fish or the one that you've been chasing the longest to actually make them your best fish. But I think the one that stands out for me the most and means the most to me was a large southern bluefin tuna I caught out of my local port of Western Port last October with a great mate of mine, and we tried a long time to catch this fish, countless days, countless hours on the water, and then eventually you get one to stick. And just all the time you put into it and then actually finally getting that achievement is just something you can't really replicate, I reckon.
Yes, epic, mate. The barrel bluefin is certainly on our fishing bucket list, so that makes us very jealous, mate. Next question for you. Favourite thing about fishing?
Oh, I think my favourite thing about fishing is probably both getting outside in nature, whether that's just on the boat or going through walks through rivers, dams, walking around, that sort of stuff, and just getting immersed in nature, or as well as just the adrenaline of actually fighting that fish, that initial hit, whether it's surface or just a big tick in your line, and then that big fight, whether it's short, large, fighting around structure, trying to keep him out of that stuff, and then even releasing the fish and just watching him swim away. I think that all adds up and makes why I really love it.
Beautiful. That's exactly right, Jet. Now, this next one, I could almost say we've all witnessed your first fishing memories through the TV show, but tell us what your first memory of being out in the boat or fishing with the family is.
Oh, I reckon I don't really have any first memories because I've sort of grown up with it my whole life, and I haven't really known a life without it, to be honest. But I do remember when I was younger, maybe fishing with Dad for flatties off the beach and maybe catching squid in the boat. But I've been fortunate enough that I grew up with it, and I think that is one of the reasons I love it so much now. And it's just I've never known a life without it, so it's sort of just been my whole life.
Epic, mate. Yeah, it's a very common answer that we get on this podcast we do about that family connection. And yeah, you've obviously had a very unique upbringing, which a lot of people out there will be extremely jealous of about how much fishing you've got to do. But certainly for both of us, it is that family memories that you have and spending time together on the water or doing whatever. So excellent, mate. Now, next question for you. Favourite sort of fishing and why?
I reckon my favourite sort of fishing would have to be surface or sight casting in the same sort of realm. I think nothing beats I love jigging and stuff, but nothing, in my opinion, beats actually watching that fish explode on your popper or start casting a fly to a fish in shallow water and actually watching him take that lure. I think the surface, visual, just makes your heart pump, the adrenaline surges through your body. I think just watching it just makes it that much better.
Yes, beautiful, Jet. It is a great way of fishing and something we all enjoy getting around. Now, tell us about. Yeah, your dad had a good answer for this one, actually. So you got a big one to live up to here. So tell us about your funniest fishing story or the one that got away.
I don't know if I'll be able to top the old man. Who knows what he'd come up with. But I reckon the one that got away would be, I think it was 2 years ago today, believe it or not, in Tasmania on the continental shelf. We're drifting for swordfish, and I think about 1:30 odd we come tight. And then about 5.5 hours later, after a slog and sunset drag for about 2.5 hours, we pulled hooks and broke the rod on a sword that you can only estimate sizes, but very large. And after 5.5 hours on the rod, in the dark, on the shelf, all the way from land, yeah, it definitely hurts, but that's what makes you want to go back and do it again, I guess.
Oh, that would have hurt. And have you been back and caught him since?
Nah, had missed. Last 2 weeks ago, I think we pulled circle hooks on 3 in 3 days. So, so it's coming, but yeah, it's been a bit of a slog and a grind at the moment.
Oh, well, you don't want to catch them all because then you got no excuse to go out fishing again.
Exactly, and like I said, the ones you miss are the reasons you go back, not the ones you catch.
That's it. So you've looked at the calendar and thought, right, next school holidays, we're going for 2 weeks, we've got to catch this thing, or what's the go?
That's it.
Yeah.
Lining him up and see if we can get the dog.
Beautiful. All right, now, Jet, tell us, mate, like I said earlier, there's a lot of us who have seen how much fishing you've been able to do over the journey. Give us a bit of an insight as to what it's been like growing up around, your very, very iconic family and the IFISH TV show more generally.
Oh, honestly, for me, seeing I've grown up with it and I've come to like fishing, it's almost like it's epic because you grow up with it. Every time your parents want to go fishing, you're always keen on it. You've got all these opportunities and all these places you can go to do stuff with the show. And especially in primary school when I took a lot of time off school and got to travel a lot because school wasn't obviously as important and stuff. But you go out, you see new things, learn people's culture, you see everything. I think fishing is it's a good opportunity, not just to go fishing and have fun, but to see other things and learn a lot.
Do you, now tell us, you're back at school, you've finished your school holidays. Do you get a bit dirty at your old man when he heads off to Darwin or Western Australia or whatever and he can't plan his trips around your school holidays?
It does hurt. He's got to do his thing, I guess. But, yeah, when I'm at school slugging away and he's up in Darwin or in WA or Queensland, yeah, it does. I definitely get envious, that's for sure.
For sure. Now, mate, tell us, so no doubt there's some rivalry in the family, I bet you're fishing, when we go out there, we might be whiting fishing or something, the tally immediately, who's catching more fish than the other one, and the banter starts. Give us a bit of an insight, mate. Are you the best in the family or what's the go?
Oh, I reckon the old man might still have me for knowledge, but I think the one thing I might have on him is just all these new and modern sort of techniques and stuff that he's not as used to. He's not stuck in his ways. He's used to his ways. And say bait fishing and stuff, that's what he's grown up with. And I understand that. But where for me, I try and do everything I physically can on lures, which is just something that I think is a bit more modern. And he does like it, but he's definitely in that bit of an old school, want to fish bait, do all the traditional stuff. I think I might have him on maybe the lure and finesse sort of area.
Very good. Well, it's good to get I suppose, a younger perspective on the IFISH show and keep you guys up with the times being a younger guy. And I suppose there will be a time when your reflexes will probably get him as he gets a bit older.
Yeah, I reckon I should get him eventually. I should have him fully covered, I reckon.
And have you guys sat around the kitchen table and talked about the succession plan when you're sort of pushing him off and you're taking over full time?
There's always a bit of banter almost asking, but yeah, it's a bit hard to say. You've got to finish school, I reckon, and then maybe see where it all branches off from there. But I sure would love to be involved with it. I think it's a great lifestyle and a great opportunity possibly.
Have you got any plans after school? Are you going to go and study or are you just going to go straight on the show or what's the plan?
I haven't fully made my mind up yet. I'm still a bit torn. I haven't had nothing set in its path. So just playing it by ear at the moment. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's something to do with the fishing industry. But yeah, I can only play it by ear at the moment. Got another year and a half to really decide.
Excellent, mate. Love it. Now, one thing we did also want to ask you, because I think we did talk about this a little bit with Paul. So tell us, mate, the pressure when you're behind the scenes, when you're out on the boat and the camera is going. Tell us about that pressure. Do you put yourself under pressure to catch the fish? Is it stressful? Do you just try and enjoy it as much as you can? What's the go?
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's not too bad because normally when I'm on the show, I'm normally just appearing as, say, a guest or there just to add another perspective. But for Dad, it definitely can have a toll when, say, like the fishing's been tough and let's say you hook that one fish you've been trying to catch for TV for, say, 2 or 3 days or even just a day if it's been a hard sort of slog. And let's say you pull hooks or it jumps off, something like that, that can definitely add a lot of pressure. And just as it amounts as you're going home in a few days or something, you're running out of time. But it definitely does. There's a bit of pressure there, but I think you can overcome it. And I think as long as you stay calm and stuff, it's not too bad.
Yeah, beautiful. Sounds like you got the right attitude to it all, Jet, so well done on that. Now, we do have to ask you, we are a South Australian fishing podcast. We've seen you guys get over a little bit. I know you've done KI, you've done a little bit of fishing over this way. Can you tell us about your experience fishing in South Australia?
Yeah, so I think in South Australia, I think I've been lucky enough to fish both Kangaroo Island and Port Lincoln. I remember in Kangaroo Island going out, can't remember exactly where, but going out on a large boat, pulling up in about 30 metres of water and catching massive whiting in deep water. And I think at that time they were the biggest whiting ever caught. I think a few over 50, maybe 55 even. And they're just stupid large fish. And you look at them and compared to the sort of stuff we normally catch in Port Phillip and Western Port here, and they look like big snook almost. They're that large. But I remember going to Port Lincoln too, catching massive salmon off the beach. And even going out looking at the white sharks and stuff at the Neptunes. I remember that being pretty cool.
Yeah, epic, mate. It's we've got some great spots here, and KI and Port Lincoln would probably be right up there on most people's fishing bucket list in South Australia. And I think you might have actually gone out with Gavin Solly, and we've been out with him before, and you're right, they get some monster whiting, that's for sure. I think Gav's famous story might be that I don't think he's ever measured a whiting in his whole entire life. I'm not sure whether that's true, but he seems to know where the big whiting hide, that's for sure.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me. There's a shit ton of hidden gems through there, and I think it's just an epic coastline. Like, I'd really love to get down and say Sejuna in that western area and chase big dewies off the beach. I think that's probably one of my biggest goals in South Australia, but just got to come around to do it.
Beautiful. Well, tell us when you're coming over, and we'll be sure to come along with you, Jet.
Thank you. Really
He's
appreciate
just invited himself on.
Anytime.
We do, like, you talk about the whiting. Like, you guys get a lot of whiting over there in Victoria. Oh, yeah, I agree with that, but certainly the ones here are very big, and it's probably probably the same with some of the other species. Like, there are certainly big fish on offer here in South Australia.
Oh, 100%. Like, you got your big salmon off the beach, like, as well. We don't get these, but your big sambos, way bigger mulloway in more numbers than us too. Like, a mulloway here is they're like a unicorn in Port Phillip and Western Port Bay. But if you go to, say, even the western ends of Victoria, right on that border, and then as soon as you hit South Australia, they're just in plague proportions compared to here. So just stuff like that. There's so many hidden gems, and I think it just gets overlooked a lot. Like, it's just like you got sambos, whitings, salmon. Used to have all the big snapper, obviously. It's just
don't get us started on that.
Jet, now tell us, mate. You do also spend, or have, like you say, recently spent a bit of time in Tassie. That must be another one you enjoy spending time over there, doing plenty of fishing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I find like Tassie's very similar to Victoria in a species sense, but it's just everything's so much easier down there. You just got your shelves in closer proximity. You've only got to run a third of the way. All the fish are twice as large as they are over here, and it just doesn't get as hammered as much. Like, I think the population of Tasmania is less than the city of Geelong, so it's just crazy how much fish there is per people and how much effort everyone actually puts in down there.
That's a pretty good stat you got there about the population of Tasmania. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, beautiful. And certainly it is one of those places that's growing in popularity for its fishing. It's getting a lot more media coverage and it's a bit of a growth area. So good that you're getting amongst it.
Yeah, it is epic. It is definitely another one of those hidden gems that just gets overlooked. And I think if more people went and did it, probably wouldn't be great for me because I reckon more people would be fishing these spots.
Now, tell us, Jet, what is on the agenda next. When's the new series of IFISH coming out? What sort of adventures have you got planned? Are you going to get over here to SA and film any more footage coming up?
I believe the next season is out late winter, I believe, later this year. I could be wrong. And I believe that Dad and possibly me, if I can get off school, will be coming to South Oz in the next month or two.
Oh, mate, that is epic. Oh, we can't wait for the next season. I've got a 2-year-old who just basically starts screaming out, fishing, 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 and IFISH comes on and he's frothing. He's love watching all the fishing. So, mate, love what you're doing. Thank you very much for giving us some of your time and some insights into your journey so far. We can't wait to see what you get up to, mate. Certainly if you're ever in Adelaide and need a couple of pretty ordinary crew, we'll put our hands up for you.
Don't be harsh on yourself.
Beautiful, Jet. Well, thanks for coming on. We've had your dad. We've ticked off the son. We might have to get your mum on at some stage, and we'll tick off the whole family eventually.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, guys.
Dizzy, that was a great chat with a keen young angler who is certainly going to end up doing some cool stuff.
Yes, he will, Rhodey. He will do some big things in the fishing industry. I'd be very confident of that, mate. Got a great platform to start from.
He's already done more than us, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Comfortably, mate. Comfortably. But, no, it was great to have him on. Really, keen to see what they get up to in South Australia. That'd be pretty epic if he got over to the West Coast and did some damage on the Jews.
He didn't actually tell us where where his dad's going, and hopefully he goes in the next month. Would you have a guess where they might be fishing?
No.
I reckon they're going Port Mac.
Yeah, right. There you
in
go.
the next month, you'd think that, or next month or two, I think he said, you'd think that is the seasonal time where it could line up.
When did the barrels go through down their way?
I think
A bit later,
similar-ish.
Or
I don't think they
your
get
guess
them
is
out.
as good as mine.
I did see when he did get that one that he talked about off sort of Western Port, that side of the bay. And I don't think they get a lot of fish over there. I think a lot of the barrels they get are this side of Victoria, sort of your Port Fairy, Portland type of area.
Yeah.
I don't think the sort of Western Port side fishes as consistently. So I don't really know what sort of season they have over there. But anyway, that's my tip if you want to know this.
Very good. Love it, Rhodey. Excellent. All right, mate. Well, let's get into the fishing report before we wrap this one up.
Rhodey and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Righto, Rhodey. We've got a few little things to get through on the fishing report here. There are whiting and squid on Yorkes. We know that for sure. We tested that out ourselves and we managed to get a good feed.
How many did we get, Diz? 10 or 12 whiting?
I think we got a dozen.
We didn't bag out. We did all right. Dozen? Something like that?
We toiled away. We struggled to start with, tried a few different marks. Took us a while to find them. We really did get plagued by a baby snapper. It was hard to work our way through them, and we didn't really want to... Clearly, we didn't want to just sit on baby snapper reefing in heaps of different baby snappers.
Yeah.
So we moved. We finally tracked him down, got into him.
We caught
that.
7 or 8, like back to back to back, and you thought, here we go, we're going to just get the bag straight away.
Yeah.
And as quickly as they came on, they were gone. And then probably picked off another couple.
There were some healthy ones in there, though.
Yeah, there were some small ones that we, just size. But there were some good-sized fish as well, Diz. And we did, as we said before, leave ourselves enough time to go and get, 4 or 5 squid?
Yeah, well, we didn't actually take any squid out for bait.
No,
so we thought we'll duck in, see if we can't quickly get some squid, use the milkers for bait like we like to do occasionally. Sometimes that gets them on the chew.
And you pretty much promised me we'd get them in 5 minutes.
The squid?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did.
It took us 15.
Oh, come on. You couldn't even catch on at that first drop,
You said
mate.
they
You
were
were
jumping
hopeless.
in the boat at that spot.
Yes, no. Anyway, well, we managed to get a feed of calamari as well. Some big...
The squid were big,
squid.
weren't they? They
Yeah.
were big squid.
So that was good. Rody, you did allude to this in the oranges and lemons, but you've managed to find the cod at Happy Valley. Fair bit of interest on the socials, Rody.
Yeah, it is. That little reel I posted of the Murray cod being released went very well, didn't it?
It did, but also people asking about bait.
Yes, the bait was chicken.
Yes.
We had, it was actually leftover dinner from the night before, Diz. I was a bit unorganised.
Cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked chicken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, don't most people use cooked chicken or
I
they
don't
use
know.
raw
I thought
chicken?
they were using raw chicken.
No, I've used cooked chicken there before.
Okay.
I
Just little cubes of breast or
it was breast, and I just took a little pocket knife down and cubed him
chunked
up.
it up. Yeah, right. Wow.
If I was more organised, I probably would have gone and got some worms. I reckon
Was it
that's
marinated
probably
or?
the go-to. I think it had salt and pepper. It wasn't like heavily marinated.
Interesting.
It wasn't like your satay chicken or anything like
So
that.
they're not too picky, like they're happy.
No,
with
look,
just
I'm happy to do a test run. We can take some satay chicken skewers down and see if they bite.
Wonder whether they're sort of like just like bulking for stereos or something and just going like full chicken breast and rice all day long or something.
This is getting weird, Diz, but
Poached
anyway,
chicken breast.
I caught 2. It was a nice little spot. I was fishing down there near the inlet down there, Diz.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Good spot.
Yeah, it was a nice little spot, just perched up after
Stay
my
away
run
from
and,
people, or is there many people down there even?
I saw a few others fishing. Being school holidays, there was a few out sort of closer to the car park. I trekked a bit further away to get a bit of me time.
Nice.
But Diz, it was good. Caught 2, had another couple of bites that didn't convert. So anyway, it was good fun.
Good stuff. Now, the barrel tuna, Rody, they're going off. Of course, our man Tyson behind the Want to Fish Charters, who, of course, tow the boat over that way for the barrel season. He is smashing it, Rody. Double hookup yesterday.
Yeah, it was at the father-son combo, I think.
Yeah, but he's done really well.
They are
Good catch numbers so far.
And look, I'm certainly no expert, as everyone knows. We haven't caught a barrel, but it seems like it is a hotter bite at the start of the year to previous seasons. Is that fair?
Yeah, look, probably. Of course, Trolls So Hard Lures are doing the damage. No surprises there. Seen quite a bit of social media activity around big 100-kilo barrels. So safe to say they're getting around there in reasonable numbers, that's for sure.
Yes, Diz. And to me, we know they're down at Port Mac. The interesting part will be where they are next.
Yes.
We know they got them at Marion Bay in reasonable numbers. We know a few were caught around the cabbage patch off Port Lincoln.
Yes.
So we'll be keeping our eyes on that. We've heard little whispers. There might have been a few sighted maybe down past KI, south of KI. So I think they would be there.
Whoa.
And there's all sorts of theories. I'm adamant people will get them off Victor before long. So I reckon there is going to be more barrels caught this year in different locations, Diz.
Huge call by the big guy.
So there you go, Diz. You heard it here first. I'm not really basing that on much, but they do seem to be turning up in more locations as time goes on.
Yeah. Do you reckon people will take lots of barrel tips out there from 2 blokes who have never caught a barrel before?
Look, Diz, if I was going to go serious barrel fishing, this would be where I'd be coming for my resources, my information.
Love it, Rody, but it is none of that I'm going to sort of vigorously argue with by any means. There are good barrels around. I think it's definitely safe to say that if you are thinking about getting down there and getting into them, booking a charter is not a bad way to start.
Certainly if you've never done it and you got no idea like us.
Or if you don't, you might not even have the equipment. Your boat might not be up to it, to that sort of thing. So get amongst it, get down there, book yourself a charter, try your luck, because I know lots of people do, particularly when you sort of potentially have the ability to kind of drop everything, get a weather window and line up a time with one of the operators down there.
Yeah, that's always been our problem, Diz. We have good weather windows and you nick off to Sydney or have some other
Stitch up.
crap sorted out that you can't get out of.
No good. Don't like that story, Rody.
All right, Diz, where else are the fish biting? You've had your employees at work. You're sending them all across the state looking for whiting.
Yes, they are. They've done very well at Stansbury. I think can't sort of vouch for the accuracy of this story, but I'm hearing 30 whiting in 30 minutes.
So, Diz, tell me, and this was Stansbury, was it?
Yes.
When you employ a new staff member, is your first question, do you have a boat and can you help contribute to the fishing podcast?
Yeah, it's certainly up there. Like, we might ask about a bit of prior experience, But I'm talking about prior experience in the fishing department. And then we sort of ask whether they'd be happy to exchange GPS locations for a pay rise.
And
Sometimes
so far that's delivered us 0 locations.
But look, in this particular case, 4 people on board, I heard. So that does make it a little bit easier when the bite is hot.
Yes.
But still 30 whiting in 30 minutes. Pretty decent.
It's pretty good going, Diz. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, very good.
And the freshwater fishing's going really well up at the Murray, Diz. I've been hearing Callop are running hot.
What are we attributing that to, you reckon? Like, is it like good flow at the moment or?
Geez, I don't know, Diz. Could it relate to the floods last year? That time of year maybe as well.
Does make you think. I've never been one to be able to crack the freshwater situation.
We've been freshwater fishing a lot of times, and we always drink a lot more beers than catch fish.
Definitely.
So, I don't think we're the experts on this, Diz, but all I know is they are biting well, and lots of people getting them trolling lures, I hear.
Oh, there you go. That's enough to get people down there if you're thinking about doing it, Rhodey. Love that from you.
All right, Diz, that's a bit of a fishing report for you. We gave you a little bit there. We pretty much figured out we're experts at nothing and don't know what we're talking about.
Good call. Righto, Rhodey, good little episode there. Jet was a fantastic guest. We can't wait to see what he gets up to in the future. Of course, you can find us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram. Send us in your photos. We've got the Anzac Day public holiday coming up very soon. Pay your respects, of course, but if the weather plays the game, it might be a good little opportunity for you to get out and enjoy the day on the water or something like that. So send heaps of photos and your fishing adventures into us. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you get your podcast ready.
And don't forget to jump on the link on the Instagram or the Facebook and complete that survey about the fishing license. We need a couple more entries and then we'll go global with the results.
Good call, Rhodey. Thanks for listening, guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.